What is going on, boys and girls? It's Sicko15 here with Wasteland Zombies, and I'm making a little video today about pretty much my Die Rise wish list. I'm sure there's been a lot of these done, but everybody's got different opinions on what they want, what they don't want, what they would want improved from Green Run, and I have my own things to weigh in here, so let's just get to them. Number one thing I am really worried about is that this whole map is going to be like vertical. I like the element of verticality. It's a cool concept, and it'd be cool if it was like one part where you had to, something important was at the bottom. Maybe you have to do a part of the Easter egg, something to that effect to get. You have to survive the verticality to get like that thing. That would be an alright idea, but if you make like 90% of the map just like vertical drops and stuff and like platforms and stuff, it's going to piss people off. Okay, and it'll piss me off too. It'll be kind of a waste. Like I can like see the elevator shafts and stuff here and there. That's a cool idea. I just want like at least 60-70% of the map to still be you know flat. Not even, it doesn't have to be flat ground, but at least like what I mean, like a straight across type of deal instead of just straight down, because that gets kind of hard. All right, the next thing I want back is Mule Kick. Um, PhD Flopper, I'm happy it's gone. Overpowered perk. I never, I mean, I shouldn't say never bought it, but I rarely bought it because I felt it was overpowered. Um, Useful, really useful, overpowered though. I didn't think it was particularly great. I thought it was kind of stupid. So I'm happy it's out of there. But Mule Kick, there's really no reason why they can't have it in there. The 3-gun thing for 4,000 points too. That evens out quite a bit, and I don't know why it can't be in there somewhere. It's all the files are in there for it already. I mean, if they weren't, they could add them in very easily, like any other perk. But we already have a Deadshot kind of built in there, so it's not a huge deal. But having Mule Kick would be a huge help, and I think it's just a little thing they could put in that would improve the map a lot. Alright, the next thing would be a perk or a buildable that helps clear out fog. If there even is fog in this map, I have no clue, but let's play devil's advocate and assume there is. Um, the fog in transit, everybody did a lot of complaining about. I don't think that they perfected it, but I actually kind of like the concept of the fog. It makes it challenging, but I felt there should have been some kind of buildable just to help with the fog. Like, some kind of light, that reduced the fog and could, make you, and can let you see easier, which I thought would have been a kind of a cool improvement. Um, and maybe it'll help with Denizens too, or whatever they're going to put in the middle here. What I'm assuming is that a helicopter is going to take you from building to building. That's kind of the theory everybody's working on, and I don't know how that would, like, I don't know how you'd get across on foot. Maybe there's like, you know what? I know what I'm thinking now. Just as I'm making this column, I'm just thinking maybe they have like some kind of narrow walkway in between the buildings in the fog, and you can't really see the edges, and you're gonna fall off if you make a wrong move. So actually, that could be interesting. But that, we're going off topic now. Just a perk or something that would make that a lot easier. Um, yeah, so I think because everybody complains about the fog, but I feel that if they just utilized it a little better, like maybe made a little less of it, maybe made the playable areas a little bigger, and made a little less fog area, that would have worked out a little better. So the next thing I want is an easier access to the Pack-a-Punch machine. Not too easy because it has to be a reward for doing something, but the system in transit, the reason it sucked was because you could leave your turbine at the power station and zombies would almost always get it if you didn't have somebody watching it, which sucked bad. Um, it was just not a fun thing to do, and you had to do it every time you wanted to open it. I know there was like glitches out of that, but it like literally was a pain in the ass. And I think they just need an easier way because Pack-a-Punching is like the most fun thing to do, really, just seeing what guns do and everything. And you don't want it to be a complete pain in the ass. Like I feel that was the same way in Shangri-La. Like Shangri-La was just a huge pain in the ass to Pack-a-Punch. Like I think Kino had it just down, or 5 or something like that. Hit a couple buttons, there you go. Flip the switch, Link the pad or whatever. There you go. Ascension didn't have a bad system, you know, and it stays open. I didn't really like Call of the Dead. Moon was just a lot, which is weird, but you know, it was just too difficult for Green Run. So the next thing I want, this is the biggest thing I'm gonna harp on in this video. More story in the Easter egg. Green Run, this is the main problem I have with Green Run and Black Ops 2 Zombies in general. Yeah, there's a lot of cool little teases in here. There's a lot of cool little things we've learned from it. From everything we've discovered, some cool stuff. There's been, you know, all sorts of theories and stuff going around, but there's not like that factor, kind of, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, where we learn something really new. Like, we get these new characters, and, you know, they're interesting. Marlton, you know, has some kind of connection to something evil and conspicuous because he's the technological guy. You know that Stu is, you know that Stuhlinger is, you know, somehow connected to Richtofen's experiments because he has that. He's the only one who can hear him. So we learn that. We learn little things, but after the Tower of Babel, what did we really take away from it? We knew Richtofen was in control. We knew that Maxis was looking for control. We've known that since Moon. That's not like a new thing, so, you know, why, you know, it didn't really advance it anywhere. It just kept it where it was, really. We haven't learned, I mean, like I said, we've gotten little teasers. Little hints here and there, you know, the Marlton voice and the Nuketown bunker and stuff. Just interesting little stuff. But nothing that's like, you know, just wow, like, you know, like Kino did that though. Like, I feel like Kino, like, opened up a whole new thing. Like, it wasn't just little hints. There was like, even though there was no actual major Easter egg, there was enough radios and stuff where it, you know, where it would do that, where it would give this whole new outlook on the story. And this Green Run just didn't do that for me. Like, I feel like Die Rise should be like just like the map where we get a lot of good info. I'm not asking for everything, but you know, just get us excited about it again, because I was kind of let down with how little story there was in Green Run. I think the Tower of Babel really was just kind of just a shitty Easter egg. I think maybe the worst Easter egg of all time. It was way too easy to do. And it didn't change the map at all, really. You get a light in the sky, a drop under the obelisk, big deal. Like, I want something. I want a thunder gun as my reward, or you know, something cool. You know, a PPSH, something old school. Something would be like that would be fantastic to have. I mean, you know, just put, you know, is it gonna kill him? And do you think about how happy that would make the community? Is it gonna like kill somebody if they put a cool gun or something in there? Just, you know, pick it up in that aspect. This kind of draws together with what I just said. A conclusion of the Tower of Babel is something I'd like to see, not just story-wise. I mean physically. Explain to us what the hell the nav card was for. Like, explain to us why they would put something like that in there, like something so major, and have no purpose for it. Like, I know it's not for no purpose, but I want to be explained why that's all there. And I think I've heard a lot of theories around that you're going to be able to go from Green Run to Die Rise, which is a really cool concept. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. It's interesting though, but I would be all up for it. But I want some kind of link. I don't want that just to be an open end that never gets explained. I have a feeling we're going to see it. They wouldn't have put it in there for nothing. But I definitely want to see it. Like, that is something that's been, the whole community's been chomping at the bit to get. Okay, last two things I'm gonna ask for, actually. Elena Sigmund. I want Elena Sigmund. I want a kick-ass song by Kevin Sherwood. That is zombies. That is the sound of zombies. Undoubtedly, just when you hear her voice, it puts you in that place. I want it back. Green Run was missing it. A7X and Skrillex are alright. I want Elena back. Alright, final thing. All survival maps that get broken out of this, like mini survival maps, must have Pack-a-Punch and every perk. Bullshit how the survival maps got taken out of Green Run Farm had Perks and Pack-a-Punch. Then Busty would had nothing at all, and Town was the only one that had everything. And even Town Survival, didn't have certain, guns in the wall and stuff that it could. Make these survival maps something really fun to play too, where people just want to play traditional zombies. Put everything on there. Go all out with it. I don't know why they can't. Like, would it have been so hard to stick a Pack-a-Punch on farm? Like, would have taken them, what, 15 seconds to do? What is, like, the big deal in not giving us that? Like, what was the big secret? Do it. Because that's another big thing I'm looking for. So those are the things I'm looking for. I think those are the things that they really need to get down on for me to really like this map. If they do half of these things, I'll probably like this map. Under half, I'll probably dislike this map, because it's like I said before, Green Run is alright. I don't really dislike it, but I don't love it. Like, I don't love it like I loved, I really didn't love Kino when it came out. Like, I loved 5. I loved 5 when it came out, so that, I want that same feeling back, so. But I did love Ascension when it came out and called it all the DLCs and stuff, so, I wanted to have that same feeling, so, do all those things, Treyarch, and I will be happy. So thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.